how much interest do you have? Have you had any interest for the band to play any shows? Have you had any interest in like, possibly doing a second record now that you have all this stuff? Because the thing's not even out yet. I can only imagine it comes out soon, obviously, but it's not even out yet. So,
yep.
Yeah.
April 25th. Yeah. 1 month.
Yeah. A month from now.
Yeah.
So you got a month leading into this. And usually most bands, they'll start their promotion, I don't know, 3-4 months ahead of time, depending on what you have going on. But it seems most of the time it kind of levels off. This keeps going like up.
Yeah.
Like I just looked at my timeline just a second ago. I see 4 posts from a review that this band has had.
I still got a couple other reviews that I haven't even posted about yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, yeah. But I think it's great. Yeah. And I think the fact that you have the right attitude towards this is fantastic. The one thing about the American market, and I've always said this, that, and this is no disregard for Judicator at all, John, but power metal has never been the forte of the United States. I mean, when you go and look at Halloween playing huge rooms in Europe and everywhere else, they come here and play in front of 700 people. It's never resonated with the population here. It's always been very regional with pockets of people that are going to really get into it. And especially with the style that you play, right?
Man, trying to start a power metal band in the late 90s in the Philadelphia area.
Correct. Yeah. And again,
what I'm telling me, man,
No, I get you. But what I'm saying is that it's a perfect combination of that.
God damn it. I did a Euro style power metal band in the Philadelphia area. Okay. In the late 90s.
Yeah. And I started my show in the late 90s. Believe me, dude, you don't have to tell me anything about that. But like I said, this band is a perfect combination of like that dark doom with some power metal mixed in, and that really also in the United States. I mean, that resonates really well with a lot of people in the scene, and I think that might be probably another small part as to why this is resonating with people here, especially.
Yeah, I mean, I am fairly ignorant, but in my own little simple mind, I think, it's, I think of Mastodon and the way that they started to grow. And so, if Beholder has a pathway to something bigger and better, I don't know what it looks like, because no two success stories are the same. But I see Mastodon as like a newish band that has in America made a big splash, and so I think there's potential, yes, for Beholder in a way that, like with Judicator, avenues to bigger success are going to be more across the Atlantic, a little bit more narrow. So. Yeah, I'm like I said before, I'm really excited to see what Beholder can do. There's whispers to your original question about like bigger opportunities or shows and festivals. I hesitate to speak about the whispers and stuff I've heard and indications from people who are connected and whatnot. But I will say that we have hopes that 2026 and 2027 might see some fun, interesting, cool developments for maybe festivals or who knows.
Sure. Yeah.
And a lot of that's going to be dependent on when the album comes out itself and how it does. Like, because right now everything is based off of literally just a bit of a hype machine and one single. A relatively successful single for a relatively unknown newer band, of course. But second single, third single. I think by the time, I think anybody who's on the fence after hearing the first one, who may have liked the first song, they're probably going to want to hear a second one and see if the first one was really all we had, and then like the next single sucks or whatever. But I think if the next one comes out and it resonates with people, then there's going to be a lot more confidence. And if we can keep that trajectory going in the right direction, by the time the album drops or shortly after, there's already, as John said, as he's alluded to, there's been some, light whispers, a little bit of maybe that's a thing. Somebody got their big eye on us, that kind of thing. And but it's nothing you really want to talk about because it's that's all it is. It's just somebody's kind of looking at you. Somebody whispered your name in connection to something maybe. So it's all speculation right now. It's not even worth really kind of wasting too much energy on. Let's see what happens when the album comes out. But then to your other question regarding that, yes, of course, there's already new material being worked on.
Yeah.
And we have plans on not just a follow-up album. Like the label is 110% behind us, 120% confident in this album, and 130% excited for new material. So we're in a good spot, regardless of what happens, I think. Anything related to things like shows and stuff like that, because of just the logistics involved, it has to be something that is worthwhile and makes sense for everybody involved, because tickets are involved, you know?
Yeah.
But as far as music goes, we've got some stuff that we're working on, some neat little things that will help carry us through the year while songwriting for, you know, an actual album number 2 continues. But there's already several compositions that have been put together and are sounding pretty fucking mean, I think, right?
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's fun, and new material. There really isn't any pressure, because I don't personally give a shit what anybody thinks in terms of what we're supposed to do. And I know that could sound a little pretentious, except for the fact that's exactly how this album was written. I didn't give a shit what anybody thought. It was for fun. It was written for fun. And because of that, I think that comes through in the music.
Yeah.
And so anything that's being written now, it still feels fun. And so I think anything that we do for album number 2 or whatever is going to be comparable to this one. It's not going to be in the Temple of the Tyrant Part 2, but you know, I don't think anybody is sitting there going like this, well, how can we progress? How can we elevate Beholder? Fuck that. You know, let's just write some really cool songs that we have fun with and that we listen to and go, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And that's all I care about.
Well, we're going to end it off here. You know, kind of out of time here. So I do want to just say one thing, and I'll let you say something after this. I definitely, along with several other people that have reviewed this album, think that your first single is definitely not all you have. I think a lot of this record, and you saw my review, the first single wasn't my favorite song in the album. Mm-hmm. There are some really, really good tracks on that. But again, any last words for anybody that are going to be checking this out, checking this interview out, and we can end it there.
Jonathan.
All right. Yeah, I'll warm you up with just saying thank you. God bless. Very excited about everything happening with Beholder. Thanks for the interest. Make sure to pre-save on Spotify and pre-order the album. Get yourself a snazzy t-shirt. But in seriousness, well, that was serious, but in even more seriousness, just thank you to you, Tony. I've been following you for a while, so it's a little bit of a dream come true to come and hang out and talk. And big thanks to everybody listening for whatever support and attention you might give to Beholder in the future.
Yeah, I'm not nearly as smooth as John, so I'm just going to say that I totally, wholeheartedly agree with everything he just said, because if I try to repeat it back in my own words, it'll just come out like garbled nonsense. But never, you know, think that it doesn't mean that I don't have genuine love and appreciation for each and every single person that has had even just a kind word to say about the music. Even people that haven't heard it, but they're like, dude, that cover art, or dude, that picture was funny as hell, you know, like John with the turkey and stuff, like whatever, you know, people are connecting with us more and more every day, and developing into actual fans. And just want to say from the heart, much love to all of you, and thank you so much for the support, the interest, the kind words, for sharing the video, for just commenting on it or hitting like or bringing your friends along and inviting them to like our page, whatever. All of it is incredibly appreciated. And we hope that you enjoy the next single that will drop on YouTube tomorrow. And then lastly, really quick, Tony, thank you so much, man, for having us on. This was fun, and it was really cool to talk to you, man. And John, it's always great talking to you, buddy.
Yeah, always a pleasure, my friend.
That's all I got.
Hey everybody, Tony here from the Metal Command podcast. Again, I appreciate your support. Since 1998, I have hosted this show in one form or another, starting off in radio and now in the podcast format. Again, thanks for watching, and if you like what you see and hear on this show, by all means, please hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell to be notified anytime I do post a video, and if you see this program on any other form of social media, please give me a follow there. Again, I always appreciate your support.